This is the 15th video of the Battle of Austerlitz. I am playing the Russians and Austrians. The game's artificial intelligence is playing the French. And it is December 2nd, 1805, 10:10 a.m. It is turn 20 out of 66 turns. And it is the Allies movement phase. And as usual, I can't remember if I've done any movement. Looks like I've moved everything I wanted to here. Okay. I moved that. These guys are charging, so I've moved this. Okay, I'm using these to shield my artillery. Now why do I have this unit here? These three, they're disordered. There's no reason to hold that there. Let's get them back to reform them. This guy's disordered too. Let's move him back. And where's the officer? To these guys. There's a bunch of them here. Let's see what we've got in this stack. There he is. Can't quite get there. All right, next turn. Okay. This is a square. So this is good. These guys have moved. Oh, unlimbered. Okay, there he's being charged. That's good. They've moved. These guys have moved. But these guys haven't. Looks like this is where I left off. Alright, this is where I left off. I kind of remember now. Okay. You know, if somebody sat down, I'm sure it could resolve this constant moving of troops down the road. They could say, you give a command, follow the previous unit, and it means follow them exactly, like down the road. And you don't even need, well, I don't know. I guess you could just click on the next unit once instead of clicking through each hex it has to pass. Just click on the unit once and the unit would move that exact route. But that would probably be a lot of cost because it would take some effort to develop. So unfortunately, I don't think it would happen, but it would sure save a lot of time and a lot of clicks. I'm going to have to really write this company a long letter, because I don't know if they'd ever act on that, but it would sure be great. You just say follow the exact path of the previous unit. That would be the command, like a follow command. And it would follow the path exactly if it was along a road or on through you know, a number of ground hexes. Just follow it exactly. And the computer memory could handle that. I mean, it knows where units are moving. And that would be a great shortcut to this. Because this is the biggest pain in the ass of this game. Well, I suppose of any game, you know, moving units like this along the same path. And it's really, the big savings would be for the road. And I think it would be implied you use that command on road movement. Because on open ground, you've got different units with different movements. But here it's the same way. It's just that if you've got a cavalry unit, it's going to move further, but it doesn't matter if it moves the same along the same path as like an infantry unit. It's just going to lose the rest of its movement. Or if it's infantry following cavalry, it's going to move as far as it moves and then it stops. So it doesn't expend all of the movement a cavalry unit moved, but it moves along the same path to the limit of its movement. I don't see that that would be particularly difficult. Of course, I'm a non-programmer, so I know I used to run programmers at one of my old jobs, and I know just because you think of something doesn't mean it's that practical to do, because with programming, it's always time and money. And I know in a game like this, you know, They and I give them a lot of credit. They keep all their games to $39.99 or $40. I mean, they might have to raise it to 50 or 60. And then, of course, you decrease the number of games you sell. That's always the problem. Back in the day, SPI had that problem, especially like with War in the Pacific, because that game, you could not sell it for the price you would have to if it was properly developed. So they took a lot of shortcuts and they fudged a lot of things. And at the time, everybody was pissed because they thought it should have been a better game. And yeah, it should have been, but unfortunately, for the price they wanted, it couldn't have been. It would have taken a lot more research. It would have taken a lot more development. You would have had a lot more player aids. I mean, that game as it came out was unplayable. But you could fix it up on your own so that it would be playable. But what you had to do is you had to develop the map digitally. Because in the game, you're stacking up counters. And in some hexes, like Hawaii, you had 15 counters stacked up. And then if you jiggled the board a little, or the table, the whole counter stack fell over. And you had those stacks on certain hexes, like Tokyo. You'd have them in Hawaii. And at major bases, because you had to have stacks for a lot of different things. You had different air bases, you had different ports, you had counters, you had task forces. You might have, like at Pearl Harbor, you might have 3 task forces there temporarily. You had army units, you had engineer units. I mean, it's just one thing after another, and then you have bookkeeping counters. So you could easily have 15 counters. And then you never knew what you had, unless you looked at the 15 counters. So you were spending an incredible amount of time looking at counters just to see what was there so you could make some plans. And then you would have to, oh, was that a Marine division or was that an infantry? And you'd have to go look again. I developed it on Illustrator, the map, where you had layers. So that was great. You could turn layers off and on. So if you were looking at logistics, like supply depots, you could turn all the other layers off and just look at that. Or you could turn another layer on in addition to that, like the army units, to see how much supply they were sucking up. And so when you could turn them on and off, it made the game playable, especially for the air units. Because on a digital map, you can put air search radiuses, air attack radiuses. It was great. But the game did not have artificial intelligence. And I know there's one that I think Matrix Game developed a War in the Pacific, but I didn't like that at all. First of all, it was overly complicated. And second, it did a lot of things automatically. Like, you'd say to start the next phase, you'd say go. And then it would execute these air attacks. And it's like, well, I didn't necessarily, just because I was in range of this one airbase, I did not want to attack it. But the game would attack it. Because I guess that's the way it was programmed. If anything was in range, it'd attack. So, you were getting all these things executed, and artificial intelligence was executing them for you. I mean, I didn't want to. I didn't want to attack that base. So even though I could, I didn't want to. But artificial intelligence was doing that. So I finally gave up with the game. I mean, it was uninteresting to play because you could do stuff, but you almost had limited control over everything you did because artificial intelligence would take over and do stuff. So I don't like a game like that. I mean, if like on this game, I don't like artificial intelligence making decisions for me. I want to make them myself. I like to play against artificial intelligence. That is just great. And with these games, I'm never probably going to go back to a board game because I like artificial intelligence. You can play the game anytime you want. You don't have to call up an opponent and see, oh, can you come over? Can you play this? Or, oh, yeah, you're busy. You can't come over tonight and all this other crap. Or when you come over, you know, I used to play the guy who used to take 2 hours to make a move because he always figured out all the odds and, you know, that leaves a lot to be desired. Plus, with artificial intelligence, you could play fog and war. With a board game, there is no fog and war. I mean, yeah, you can have phony counters, but they aren't worth anything. So I don't like to play with phony counters because you don't know what you have yourself. Half of them are phony. You got to keep flipping them upside down to see what they are. And then the guy knows if you're looking at the same counter 3 times, it's probably a real counter anyway. It's not a phony one. Okay, I do believe that is it. So, what part should I, yeah, what is this changing for? This damn thing is so temperamental. Now, what part of the battlefield am I going to focus in on? I guess this part up here is probably most relevant for the opponent firing. So now it's French defensive fire. 2 men, 8 men, 1 man, no effect. 1 man, 3 men, 2 men, 15. Oh, that must be a battalion. 8. Fatigue. No effect. Yeah, when a battalion fires at you, no effect. And it's in line, 34. You're going to get hurt. 1. You better hope you can hurt them back. Okay, now it's my turn. I don't have anything up here. Okay, these guys are still in column. No, I must have just unlimbered this battery, so I can't fire him yet. But I think these guys can fire, but do they have anybody to fire at? That's a disordered column. Oh, here's a battery, but it's going to be charged, so I'm not going to waste my fire on that. We'll go for the column. So I've got 3 batteries here, 10 guns. Let's see what I can do. Whoa, 63 men, pretty good. Got 2 batteries here, 8 guns, 37, not bad. Not bad. I do believe that's it. Melee time. Now this is the fun part. I just want to make sure I don't have any melees up here. Nope. So they're all down here. Whoa, so we got 2 full-strength columns here in good order. Got a bunch of guys charging. Okay, let's see how many of them will be able to charge without being overstacked. Those guys. Now, that guy. I want to put the Cossacks in last because they're so damn unstable. Okay. Well, Okay, it finally exceeded stacking limitations, so we'll go with what we have. Okay, I got 61 casualties, but he got 171. Holy crap, that's almost 3 times the casualties. And of course, he got disordered and he got pushed back, but guess what? I can continue. What did he get pushed back on? A unit in square. That might be pretty tough. Normally, I would push on because I'm disordered anyway, but I am going to take some really high casualties with that square, so I'm not going to do it. Breaks my heart, but it would be unnecessary. That square is probably not going to move, so I just use up a lot of casualties for nothing. I thought I had another one. Isn't I charging a battery? Seems to me. Yeah, right here. This boy. See if all these guys will go. Okay, it let 2 of them go, but it didn't let the 3rd one because it said it's overstacked. But okay, that's fine. Bang! That battery's gone. I got 25 casualties. He's got 150. And I can continue. Well, I might as well snatch up that leader. Automatic victory. Maybe I can continue again and I'll get that infantry. Overrun. I can continue. Yeah, my arrow's pointed the right way. Okay. We'll give him a whack. Oh, I got 9 casualties. He got 70. Damn, that was pretty good. He was disordered to start with, so he's disordered again. And that plays me out. But I got 3 charges out of that. If you have enough odds, if your odds are high enough, you can continue the charge. And you can really do some damage, as you can see. So I practically gutted that position here. So what's he got left? He's got a disordered unit in line, which can't run away very fast. And then he's got a disordered column. And he's got another disordered column here. So that was a good day's work. Whoop. Oh, he's flipped it the wrong way. So let's see what he's going to do now. French movement. Okay, what you gonna do? Okay, he's retreating, which is wise. In the center there, he's been beat up enough, I think. So he's getting the hell out of there. But he always leaves behind rear guards, so... Jesus, is that all the movement he did? Look at all these units just sitting there and he's not moving them. Okay, I get defensive fire. I don't know how much I have. He's pretty much moved out of range of everything. Just 1 artillery battery there. Yeah, now I can fire, but there's no targets. I can't even fire at him because I'm in the way. So I have no fire. French offensive. Okay, here we go. 2 men. 8 men. No effect. 1 man. 1 man. 3 men. No effect. Fatigue. No effect. Fatigue. Do I have an artillery battery there? Oh shit, I didn't fire at them. It was hidden. That's why I like to put them on top. I don't see them when they're underneath the unit. French melees. Got any suicide melees? No. Okay. Where the hell was that battery? There it is, but it's still limbered. Okay. Oh, he's got a square in front of me. Oh, I got another limbered one here. Okay, I'm going to fix your wagon, sucker. Not this turn because they're foot batteries. But I'll be firing, well, I'll be firing battalions in line against you, sucker. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, we got this guy. And he's in line, which is good. You can go up here and start banging away at that guy. We'll prevent him from running away. We've got this guy in column. We'll get into line. Prepare to move up where that cavalry unit is. Now, we got to get our defenses set here. We're going to defend these 12 points. This is a good spot for this artillery battery. Deploy them. Oh. Got another battery here. We'll unlimber. Put the column underneath. This is where I like to see the batteries. Let's switch this guy. Fire straight out. Got one battery here and one here. Well, we'll set this one to fire in this direction. Send this guy down here. I always like to have a infantry battalion with each of my batteries, then nobody, well, I won't say nobody, but they're rarely attacked. No. This guy will go down here. So we got a battalion there, one there. One there. Let's move this battalion out over here. See if we can move this guy in. Yep. Okay, each battery has a battalion. That's a pretty good defense. Also got a couple left over, and these supply units are going to take forever to go over these ridges, but they'll get there eventually. This guy's disordered. We'll send him watching this area in here to see if anybody sneaks up. This guy will go up here. Okay. I think we're set up pretty good here to defend those 12 points. Now down here. Okay. These two guys are on low ground here. skirmish. The square is going to be tough because we're going to literally have to blow him down. That's why the batteries are up on this high ground. So we're going to deploy them. Unfortunately, they won't be able to fire until next turn because they're not horse artillery, and I can either move or fire them, so I'm moving now basically. So let's turn this guy around. Okay, we're zeroing in on that square. Let's see, I think these guys will stack with them. Yep. So move out of the way. And that square, he's still in good order too. He can't melee with me because I've got cavalry there, which is good. Just make sure the cavalry's facing him. And so he'll just be a sitting duck there. Now he can, it's true, he can move behind this ridge. He can only move, he can always move one square. But I've got other cavalry coming here. So if he does that, that's okay. I mean, I still want, this is still high ground, so it will prevent this hill from getting flanked. And I still have cavalry over here. I'm going to move down and deploy it here where he can't hide from it. Now what do we got here? We got another square. Okay. Now let's get all my disordered cavalry out of the way, and it's a lot. This guy's disordered. This guy's disordered. This guy's disordered. Huh, not going to be much that isn't here. I'll keep these guys, everybody here is in square, 3 battalions, so I'm going to keep them honest by maintaining myself in charge mode here against them. Doesn't really cost me anything, but if they try to get out of square and run away, then I'll definitely charge them. Want to get off the road here. Let's get these guys together. Oh, I've still got some hitting power here. We'll put it all on chart status. Meanwhile, this guy will try to rally some people. This guy will go over there to And this, let's see, none of these light guys over. Oh yeah, there is. I can see him underneath here. I'm pretty sure this guy is going to go hide behind this ridge. So we're going to deploy artillery to fire on him when he does that. Now I'm going to move this artillery out on the flank. Or cavalry, not artillery. And move this cavalry down here. We are definitely going to secure this entire area. See, he could come down this road. I'm going to have to go up it with some cavalry next turn. Or better yet, put a couple infantry battalions there holding that crossing with an artillery battery. That would be better. I've got plenty of stuff behind me. Still disordered. Now what do you expect? He's a Cossack. Still disordered. Oh, that one recovered. How nice. We'll zip him over here. He can get in line eventually. Okay. These guys recover? Nope. Oh, that guy recovered. Well, we'll send him up here then. That's as far as he can go. Oh, this guy recovered. What about these guys? Nope. Nope. Okay. Look at it. Look at all the units I have to move yet. Jesus. And he's already being overwhelmed. Okay, so These guys are all moved. Now this guy. He's a square too. I'm in column, so a battalion, so I really couldn't fire on him effectively, but now I'll be in line. It'll be a different story. Oh shit. How can a guard with A+ morale be disordered when he's changing from column to line? That should almost be impossible. But he failed his check and he became disordered. Jesus. How does that happen? And the enemy's in square. He isn't in an offensive formation. I swear. Jesus. Jesus, save me. Well, this guy's going to be useless. This guy's in column. He's A+ too, but he's 1 hex away from that guy. If you're next to the guy, I guess there's always a chance. So he'll go in the line and move up there. Jesus. Okay, we'll unlimber the artillery now. Won't be able to fire this turn, but it will next. And I'll put this guy under it. We'll blast him away next turn. We'll unlimber that guy. All right. Now, I may be able to shoot at this guy with these guns. Oop. I'll point him up and see. I'll set up for a charge there. This guy's disordered, but he can block somebody if he gets behind him, like this square. This guy's disordered too. Same thing, we just get him out of the way. Now, we'll put one of these guards under this battery. Here's that damn disordered guard. Oh, he can't move any further. I'll put this guard here. Well, let's see. We've got Constantine. We've got Alexander. Let's see if they can put some guts in that guard. Oh, and this is the division commander of the guard. And we've got 2 aides from Russian staff. So we'll put all these guys on top of the guard, Christ. Oh, and this is his brigade commander. We got like 5 officers trying to rally this stupid guard unit. He says, why'd you piss in your pants? Here's another headquarters guy. It's all the same color, so we're gonna put shit. We might as well put everything there is on top of him. It'll be like 10 officers. Weren't you ashamed? You pissed in your pants instead of going into formation? What was the matter with you? What would your mama think of you? Hopefully he gets rallied next time. Jesus, he is an A+. Okay. Now, I've got my guards around this hill. Routed units. Okay. Well, most of my cavalry is disordered, but not all of it. Holy shit, look what's here. Talk about a surprise. Surprise! Jesus. 1, 2, 4 columns in good order. 5, that's disordered. 5, all it is columns. Well, well. I've got to set up for this. So these are all disordered. We're going to send these back here, and I'll clear out space for my artillery to fire. Well, that was a complete surprise. I'm glad I sent him out there. These guys are all disordered. Oh, that's what I was moving. This guy's disordered, so he'll go back. This guy is disordered. Jesus Christ, don't I have anything that isn't disordered? Okay. We don't want, since it's just infantry, that's a very unbalanced force. We're going to, this guy's only 56 guys, and they're in columns, so they're not going to do much damage to him. Although it wouldn't take much to eliminate him. There's only 56 men. These guys are a little better. They're 130 and 98, so they can charge if he comes up on top of this hill. But he's probably gonna, this cavalry is probably gonna move down to support him, because otherwise he's gonna be dead meat. He's got no artillery and no cavalry. So I better assume a position between these two hills with the guards. Wish I had more of those babies. Well, we got one disordered cavalry here and one not. So we'll slip through the one that's not. 2 disordered ones and 1 not. Okay, I still have some cavalry here, considering he doesn't have any. And I've got a couple down here. This guy's 12 men. Can you believe it? A regiment with 12 men? Christ. What kind of a regiment is that? This is 153. That's a little better. And this is... Oh, a guard. Oh, we need another one down here. Is this guy recovered? No, but he's only 18 men. Oh, here's the real backbone of my defenses. This artillery. And see if we can put that guy underneath them. No. Just imagine that, artillery firing across an open plain. Nothing could be better. And here's another cavalry unit or two. So we're going to turn this temporarily into a defensive position. And then as troops come from the north, we'll turn it into an offensive one against Pratzen. But I want to wait for those reinforcements. I don't want to go charging ahead. Here are these guys. See? These guys are going that way. This guy's still disordered. This guy isn't. Okay. Well, they're headed up that way, so. Those guys are both disordered. Disordered, non-disordered. Okay. Disordered. Let's get this leader over here. Well, got two disordered guys there. Guess he should go up there and help them out. Alright, so we'll have another cavalry division on the way. See, he kept out of this. That was clever. He kept out of the line, just kept out of one hex. He kept out of the line of sight of this guy. Just goes to show you. This guy is watching the open plain here. Now, got a couple extra guys here, or one actually. So we'll send them up here. All right, now. Oh, looks like he has a couple more units here. What's he got? Columns. That is battalions in column. That's all he has there. He has a couple artillery, one mounted guy. That's it. All columns. Where's your cavalry? Frenchie must be hiding them. Got one cavalry here, plus a three-gun battery. So he's got 2 batteries and 2 cavalry units. Whoop, he's got another one down here, I guess. But I'm not going to slide in that direction. Okay. We'll keep marching up the road here. Get set for some charges here if he's just going to stand there. Set up some big time charges. Okay, that's going okay. We'll see if he stands in front of that cavalry. Maybe he will. That would be foolish, I think, but you never can tell. The supply unit is worthless. I'm going to have to take him off the road. Or cow path or whatever it is. It's going to hold everybody up. Well, the Frenchies have committed major forces to hold back my approach in the north. We'll see if they have enough to hold Pratzen Heights now. I'm not seeing a whole lot there, but he can hide quite a few forces in this vicinity, so we will see. Well, at least my line is tightening up nicely. I am not going to be short of continuing reinforcements. Boy, I do have a lot of artillery in this column. How did these Austrians and Russians not win this battle? We will see. I am hopeful they'll take Pratzen Heights. And Napoleon didn't have to lure them to take the heights. They'll take it by the bayonet directly. Because in this scenario, Napoleon held the heights. He didn't withdraw off of them. So it's the strongest position he could have. Okay, I think that does it. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to check. Yeah, no units arrive in this game, I think. So, that's it for my movement. For the heck of it, let's see what our time looks like. Oh, we got all these screens. Holy cow! It's an hour and 7 minutes. Well, that's a good place to end it. Which is what I'll do. I'll save the game and we'll continue next time.